Hello and welcome to Millbrook Boys Varsity Baseball versus Frederick Gunn on a blustery Friday afternoon. I'm Charlie K, joined by Adam Beck. We're very excited for today's game. Adam, what do you have for today's game?
Well, very windy, very windy today, but it's going to be good for Millbrook to get out there. It's going to be Chris Diaz, the starter. He's going to be the opener today. Expect to see him go about 40-45 pitches, and then Millbrook will try and get Mike Ciano in there. But Millbrook's been playing some good baseball lately. They're on a 4-game win streak, coming off a 5-0 win, as Frederick Gunn will start in the top of the first here, Charlie. But I know, we were talking to Coach Harlan yesterday, and he was talking about Frederick Gunn. They're being a young team, but they're going to be well-disciplined. They've already seen them once, I'm pretty sure, this year. Won that game. So definitely a good confidence boost for them as we'll see Chris Diaz. We'll get to what he can throw in just a bit.
So Leonardo Vitarelli will be the leadoff hitter here for Frederick Gunn as he takes a ball outside for ball one.
And Diaz really goes with 2 pitches, really a fastball and a curveball. Fastball can get up near about 85.
He'll get on Hugeson and just past him down the third base line for a base hit.
So as I was saying, Diaz really throws two types of pitches. A fastball about 85 miles an hour we'll see really in the low 80s today, and then a curveball sitting around 70 miles an hour, and that's kind of what he's going to do in the opener role. We'll see him go through the rotation, but he's a big time player for this team.
Yeah, absolutely. He normally plays center field, but he's going to get the pitching role today. It'll be Vitarelli up at the dish now, second man off for Gunnery. Diaz with the delivery low and inside. It'll be interesting to see how aggressive Frederick Gunn wants to be right off the bat here. That one being trailing away for ball 2. Do they like to steal? Are they sort of passive in their approach?
No, as we were talking with Coach Harlan yesterday, they're disciplined. So they're gonna take their opportunities, but overall they're gonna play fundamental baseball. They're a younger team, and they don't necessarily have the superstar power.
Rio delivery down the middle for strike 1. Now 3-1 is the count.
They don't necessarily have the same star power as a team like Millbrook has with a couple commits. But nonetheless, definitely a team as that ball gets just away from Diaz, and it'll be 2 on and no out.
So a little bit of a rough start for Diaz. We've seen him struggle a little bit in early games. Hopefully he can pick it up here. It'll be Alexander Rosario in the number 3 spot for Frederick Gunn. Man on first and second, no outs. And the delivery outside showing bunt, called strike.
With the runners in scoring position this season, opposing batters are batting about .364 against Diaz. So that's something to watch out here as there's a man on second with no out.
Diaz, bunt is laid down nicely by Rosario, trickling just to the mound, and he will get on safely. The ball gets by, though, and in will come the runner to score. Now men first on third, no outs, and Frederick Gunn with the 1-0 lead.
Just, tough start for Millbrook here. Ball gets away from them, and Jason White's trying to make a play to
it was Colangelo covering the bag.
Ash, who was covering the bag, and just an errant throw, one that gets away. So tough start from Millbrook here, but Diaz can settle in a little bit. That'll be good for the Mustangs.
Yeah, I got to get something going here for them. First and third, pitch out and away for ball 1 for Diaz. With William Bertoli at plate. Bartoli will take another ball outside.
That one looked just to paint that outside edge a little too far on that fastball. That one
finding inside the dirt here. This is going to be a tough game with all this wind. We're standing here. You can probably pick it up on the audio, but not a good win for home runs.
Yeah, definitely going to play a factor. This is probably 15, 20 mile an hour gusts, if not more, heading towards home plate, so away from the outfield. So It's
in off of straightaway center.
Any high balls are going to definitely be pushed back. So home runs probably not super likely today. Definitely Millbrook has some power. I mean, you look at Eli Stowe, you look at Pat Costin, who's got I think 4 home runs on the year, 15 RBIs. Maybe the long ball won't necessarily be there. So it's going to definitely be about playing fundamental baseball, making sure the defense is sharp. As Coach Harlan wanted to just take a little breather here, a little timeout.
But also on the flip side of that win, anything that is going to be a normal routine play out to straight center field could end up being a blooper base hit because that ball's going to drop right away.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a game about defense, and whoever I think plays better defensively, makes less errors, will probably end up winning.
Yeah, so early struggles for Diaz has been his story pitching this year so far. Hopefully we can see him settle in here.
And if you look at his numbers, he's got a 3.15 ERA to date, which is completely respectable. So
yeah.
He's been able to settle in and find his footing. So hopefully he does that here with the bases loaded.
Yeah,
in
for
the
Luke
first.
Martin out of Washington, Connecticut, not far from the Frederick Gunn school. In that 4 cleanup spot, swing and a miss for strike 1. Good pitch there. You see that curveball. And the 1-1 delivery. Popped straight up and tailing way into foul territory. It looks like Jason Weiss underneath, able to make the play. 1 down.
And the wind definitely played a factor on there. I mean, the wind just pushed that ball back, and it made Weiss a little bit off balance there when he made the catch, but nice play for the out.
Hopefully they can carry that momentum. 1 out now with bases loaded still. Diaz looking to get out of the jam. Delivery high fastball. Not finding the zone.
And Diaz has a 50% ground ball percentage rate, so obviously Millbrook hoping for a ground ball here.
Find the double play ball maybe, and bunt will come down and go foul for Anthony Pernaruski.
And that's at least twice now that we've seen Frederick Gunn want to bunt here.
Yeah.
They're really just trying to create scoring opportunities, not necessarily trying to go for those big 2 RBI doubles, 2 RBI singles, but really just trying to get the ball in play and create some offense that way.
Well, it's interesting too because you're trying to lay down the bunt on bases loaded. You got to be really confident in your bunting ability to put it up the first base line and not trap the runner coming from third.
That's why they call it a suicide squeeze. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I like this attitude by Frederick Gunn, knowing that they're gonna have to create some runs against this Millbrook team.
And that'll be
There's the ground ball.
Third base, Hugginson not able to corral it. 1 will score. Sienna will pick up the loose ground ball and hold Gunnery just to 1 more run as the bases will stay loaded with Pernaruski making it to first.
That's exactly what Millbrook wanted. They wanted that ground ball. They wanted that opportunity to get an out there, either a double play. I think it was a little too soft to be a double play there.
Yeah,
but just a small communication error as Hugginson came over from third to try and get that, as Sienna probably could have sat back and made a better throw.
2 tough balls up the third base line for Hugginson in this first inning. Chris Diaz with the delivery inside strike. Good pitch there.
It's a really good pitch in on the hands of the batter for a nice inside strike, painting that inside edge.
And that one will go foul.
And I mean, these Frederick Gunn batters are way out in front of all these pitches. They're really getting those hands in front. So I really like the change in speed that Diaz is using. And not necessarily the fastest pitcher, so maybe that's why Frederick Gunn's a little early on everything.
2-2 now the count, 1 out, as that fastball ended up in the dirt. Diaz with the delivery, swing and a miss into the glove for the first strikeout of the day.
2 outs as Diaz gets his first K. Mind you, it's 2-0 to Frederick Gunn.
And that wing up Logan Pasquariello, as he will take a strike on the outside edge. Seems like Diaz is starting to settle into this game as he gets ahead in the count, 0-1 now.
strong gust of wind there.
That one will be away. Bases are still loaded here, so definitely got to be careful of any contact. 2 outs is good, but anything outside the infield could be dangerous. Swing and a miss. Great high fastball there to get Pasquarello to bite.
Yeah, Diaz has really settled in here. Obviously, tough start with a couple fielding errors, maybe some bad pitches to open up, but he's really done a nice job here trying to get Millbrook out of this inning as that pitch got a little away from him with, minimal damage.
Count now 2-2.
Yeah.
2-2, bases loaded, 2 out. This is the payoff. In the dirt. Good stop there by Pat.
Yeah, that just saved a run right there.
Pat Costin is a world-class high school catcher, if I do.
He is fantastic, and when he gets up to the plate, we'll just kind of talk about what he's able to do. Today's hitting from the cleanup spot, 4th in the batting order, and he has some serious power. Hit a grand slam earlier in the year, as Millbrook's been on a hot streak lately, especially batting-wise.
Swing and a miss. See you later. That will get Chris Diaz out of the jam. Millbrook down 2 runs. Could have been a lot worse.
A little high heat there to end the top of the first. Yeah, it could have been a lot worse. Some bad fielding, but Millbrook was able to kind of rally back with some nice pitching there. I really liked what Diaz was able to do.
So let's go over the batting order for Millbrook today. Number 1, we've got Chris Diaz.
We'll see Chris Diaz, and batting first line, you're going to think he's a contact guy. No, he can hit the ball pretty far. It's that laser beam style of batting. Really like what he's able to do, but he's going to just try and get on base, and that's going to be his goal. And then you got Ash Colangelo. He's got a torn labrum, but he's still able to bat, and he's going to be a big.
Well, I think we should rephrase his injury a little bit.
Yeah.
He's got 2 tears in the labrum, not a full separation.
But
he is still able to play.
He is still able to play, and I think he's going to get surgery after the season. Then we're going to see Nico Minardi, the center fielder, followed by Pat Costin, cleanup hitter, Eli Stowe, another big power hitter, Maryland commit. We'll get on to him in just a bit. Playing right field today. Then Jake Hugeson, Mike Ciano, Jason Weiss, who struggled at the plate this season so far, as well as rounded out by Josh Palumbo. So we look at Chris Diaz here. He'll lead us off. Diaz has been playing pretty well this year so far. We look at his batting average, .455, which leads the team. That's why he's leading off today. He's got 10 hits on the year so far, 6 singles, as well as 2 homers and 6 RBIs. On-base percentage, pretty good too. Obviously, when you're batting .455, your on-base percentage is going to be high, and he's getting on base 60% of the time, which is fantastic.
Yeah, going to be important in this game if you can get on base. Obviously, high school baseball, if you can get on base, you can do some damage.
Also, he's got an unworldly OBS, which is on-base percentage plus slugging of a 1.48, which is very high.
And let's take a look at the Frederick Gunn defense here. Pernaruski will be the pitcher. Catching for him will be William Bartoli. At first base, we've got Luke Martin. Playing second base will be Perez. Shortstop will be Vitarelli. Down the third base line, number 5, Anzino. Out in right field, it will be Pasquarello. Straightaway center field will be Alexander Rosario. And in left field, it will be LeMay for Frederick Gunn today.
So here goes Chris Diaz. Once again, we said .455 batting average to start the year so far. He's been hot at the plate lately, trying to lead off this bottom of the first with a hit.
And check swing, high fastball. We'll take ball 1 here. Good way to start, get ahead in the count for Chris Diaz.
Yeah, if you look at the splits between first pitch strikes and first pitch balls, wildly changes the at-bat.
Yep. And that will be a ball low and inside as Diaz has the good eye to see that one, and will now have a count of 2-0 against Anthony Pernaruski, who's going to try and work back into this count. That's off the home plate for sure. Now be 3-0, so really good start. Seems like Chris Diaz has seen the ball very well. Obviously, everyone should be seeing that one straight off the plate. But
yeah, that one was just released a little too late, just more or less right into the dirt by the pitcher.
3-0 delivery. High inside, we'll get Chris Diaz on base, no outs with the 4-0 walk, as Ash Colangelo will be up next.
Now, we talked to Ash yesterday, and he said that we should call him the Italian Stallion. But I don't know if we're going to do that, but you made a deal with him, didn't you?
I didn't make a deal with Ash Colangelo. I said if he goes the yard, I will don him the Italian Stallion.
That's going to be tough today with that wind, but nonetheless, that's the deal, so...
And he shows bunt here and called strike on the outside edge, so 0-1. Diaz not very aggressive on any lead here, doesn't look like. And he's going to go for the steal as the throw comes to first, coming into the bag. Safe by a long shot there with the dice roll celebration. Love to see that right away.
Wow, that was a ballsy move. He got picked off. Pitcher threw the ball and Diaz was gone and was able to get down there. So really nice play there by Diaz.
You know, Chris Diaz is a guy who, you watch him in the gym, he squats a lot of weight, maybe 500, something in there. But he's wildly fast, too.
That's Diaz's 7th stolen base this year. He's 100% in stolen bases, too. So he is, anytime he's on the base path, he is a real guy to watch to get those steals.
Yeah. So Frederick struggling here a little bit. 0-1 to Colangelo with Diaz on second base now. No outs. And the delivery, that will be high outside. No swing from Colangelo for ball 1. Frederick coming from Torrington, Connecticut. As I look down the roster, it's about 95% of this roster is from either Connecticut or New York.
And what's the other 10% from?
We've got Sean Berg comes from Pennsylvania.
I think that's the only one.
That is it. He's the lone guy not from New York or Connecticut area. Frederick with the pitch. Another one on the outside called strike. Must have caught the edge of the plate.
Yeah, just about. Just cut that outside edge. Really nice pitch. A little bit of a pitcher's pitch, too.
Yeah. Colangelo right on top of the plate.
Yeah, definitely not like Jazz Chisholm. I mean, if you're an MLB fan, you'll see Jazz Chisholm. Last week was told by the umpire to actually step into the box, and then ended up hitting a home run on the next pitch. But hey, whatever works.
And the delivery inside and a little bit high.
I think
elbows of Colangelo.
I think Ash thought that was a strike. The body language was like, "Ooh, should have swung at that," but nonetheless gets away with that one.
This count is now. Watch Diaz out on that second base bag. He's taking a big lead, and that will be a blooper up the third base line for a base hit through the gap, and that will hold at first and third. Good piece of hitting from Colangelo.
Yeah, well placed, right out of the reach of the shortstop, gets into left field. Good job by Coach Harlan at third, former, Amherst pitcher in college. The head coach now for Millbrook after they decided to bring him in. So calls him to not go home, as that he probably would have been thrown out.
Yeah. Adanazio was right there to make the play from third. Not much of a shift coming from Frederick Gunn here. Obviously, can't shift the first baseman with somebody on base, and first and third not able to shift a lot. But
infield then, nonetheless.
Yep. And the delivery low as Colangelo takes off for an uncontested steal.
And at that point, I mean, if that throw goes wayward, and honestly, even if that throw doesn't go wayward, I mean, Chris Diaz is scoring from third there.
Yeah,
so smartly decided by the pitcher to just not throw that. I mean, catcher to not throw that one. Else that would have probably been a run from over.
Taking the double play out of reach probably because Colangelo is now at second base, so there's no force at that second base, of course. So really good steal to take there.
Minardi, when he steps up into the box, he wants to make the ball feel pain. You see him swing, and it's intense. It's intense. He wants to put a good, hard swing on the ball every time he gets up there. He's not a contact guy. He wants to go yard.
Nico Minardi, a PG for Millbrook this year, and will be attending Clark University next year to play some Division III baseball. Very exciting news for him. That pitch just got the outside corner for strike one.
Yeah, that was a good pitch there. Just getting that outside edge. I thought Minardi could have probably tried to take that the other way, maybe.
That one definitely high, not in the zone there. For Pernaruski, Bartoli has done a pretty good job behind the plate, I think, so far, managing this game from what he can do behind the plate, with steals and such. And that one is hit slicing
gonna be
foul.
Foul,
yes,
though.
just foul. Almost really nice base hit, but slicing foul territory. So the count will be 2-2 for Minardi.
Minardi's batting .308 this year with 6 RBIs to date, hoping to try and get some more runners home. Right now he's batting .300 with runners in scoring position. So that's a good sign for Millbrook is try and get on the board.
And the delivery, that is a high, deep fly ball into right field. Under it is Pasquale. And Diaz will tag up and come to the plate to score. And Colangelo will advance to third. So good sac fly there for Minardi. Get Millbrook on the board.
Yeah, nice adding to his RBI totals, up to 7 RBIs now. And as he gets the runner home from third, Ash Colangelo will move up to third as he was on second on the tag up.
And this is the man we've been waiting to watch. Pat Costin has had an unbelievable year so far, both behind the plate and at the plate. He hit 4 home runs so far this year, one of which being a grand slam, as you touched on in the intro. And if I'm Frederick Gunn, I'm a little bit worried here. You got Colangelo on third, Pat Costin at the dish. He takes strike one first.
Well, here are the stats you need to know. I mean, he's batting .393, is a .455 on-base percentage, but he leads the team in both home runs and RBIs, 4 home runs, 15 RBIs. And, I mean, this guy is arguably Millbrook's best hitter all around the board.
Yeah, he, once again, just loves to kill the ball like Nico Minardi, but he also is able to get on base a little bit more frequently than Minardi, as he takes that big hack at that, and that will go foul just beyond the reach of Luke Martin.
Yeah, but he's also smart about it. He can place the ball pretty well.
Yeah.
But he's just such a consistent hitter, sees the ball really well. And although, he doesn't have the highest batting average on this team, he is such a deadly hitter. I mean, when we look at runners in scoring position, such a great stat, you'll see that, Pat Costin batting .455 with runners in scoring position, which is higher than his batting average on the year.
And that is a fly ball straightaway center field underneath it, as Colangelo will tag up. Throw coming home. Colangelo will be safe, tying this ball game up at 2 apiece. Rosario not able to make the throw to home from straightaway center, had to get the cutoff to Pernaruski, and that wasted them a run. So Pat Costin with the sac fly.
2 great at-bats right
And
there.
another
You get another RBI. Team leading up to 16 RBIs this year. Just smart baseball. Manufacturing runs, getting back on the board, 2-2 ball game. Very exciting first inning so far.
And the dropkick Murphys were shipping up to Boston will hail in Eli Stowe. And his ballpark goes deadly silent. And he'll watch that first strike. Something Coach Jack Harlan also emphasized was he likes to have everyone see that first pitch. He does not like his guys swinging on that first pitch.
Yeah, it's part of that discipline thing. I mean, you'll see, in higher levels of baseball, players are more and more swinging at the first pitch to, get ahead of the count. As that is a towering fly ball right behind the plate, as that's just pops up behind us.
That was a dangerous swing if I've ever seen one. Not able to get everything on it. And the delivery from Pernaruski, and another slicing foul ball right over our heads. It's a little dangerous back here, man.
Yeah, it's a little
We
bit.
gotta watch our heads.
We do.
Stowe at the plate.
And Stowe's heading to Maryland to play D1 baseball next year as Millbrook time again.
And
Nice
that will be
hit.
a base hit right past Antonino Admanzinho. And on base will be Stowe, and up next will be Jake Hugeson. Jake Hugeson, number 23, third baseman, left-handed, hailing from Ontario, Canada.
He's batting .208 this year, but I love the on-base percentage for a hitter with such a, with not exactly the highest clip. Oh, he might have been thrown out there. Oh, big lead, and Stowe is thrown out.
That is an unfortunate end of the inning, and that will bring up the Millbrook defense once again. But now it's all tied up. 2 each, 2 sac flies, one from Minardi and Pat Costin on the second one. Able to tie this game up. So not a bad first inning.
No, not a bad first inning at all. As Millbrook's able to tie it up, get back to 2-2 level game. Get 6 innings ahead of us. As Millbrook 6-2 coming into this game, both of their losses to Salisbury. Who obviously have a very good baseball program. One of those losses was an extra, so very competitive team here in Millbrook. And Coach Harlan, we were talking to him before the game yesterday, and he was talking about the importance of this game. Sure, maybe Frederick Gunn isn't the best team record-wise, but they're going to be competitive, and more importantly, this is an important game for the playoffs and for the division, as Frederick Gunn and Millbrook are division rivals. So now we'll see Mike Ciano up on the mound after Chris Diaz pitched the starting role in the first. Playing that opener role, which some MLB teams have adopted lately. Tampa Bay Rays especially have made that famous, as they like to utilize the opener a lot, and having a really good bullpen, and we're able to kind of finish out the game that way. But Millbrook, obviously Eli Stowe pitched last game, so he wasn't going to pitch this one. They want Josh Palumbo tomorrow against Cheshire, their other pitcher. So Mike Ciano and Chris Diaz are going to be the 2 guys we'll see today. As Ciano, you were talking to him earlier, and he said, really a fastball guy, a little bit of a changeup, as well as a curveball.
Yeah. And something else we should mention, in the bullpen deep will be Greg Levin today, coming in possibly for relief if Ciano needs it. But curveball, changeup, fastball. Not super high on the velo. Obviously he's a shortstop at heart, but he can put some spin on the ball and throw some nasty cheddar, as they like to say.
I love the thing I love about Mike Ciano is the swagger. He's got this like swaggy cockiness to him that really works. Came over just before the game. He's like, "Hi, I'm Mike Ciano. I'm a Vanderbilt commit." I don't know if he's quite going to Vanderbilt, but nonetheless, love that confidence in himself and his game. That makes him such a fun player to watch.
Yeah, he's got the baseball attitude through and through, and as a Mustang fan, we love to see that. He's one of those guys who you hate if he's not on your team, and you love him in the dugout if he is. And hopefully he can throw some strikes here for the Mustangs. As we bring up the top of the second inning, it'll be Miles Perez batting now, left-handed hitter. And that will be a ball low in the dirt for ball 1. Perez, the second baseman for this Frederick Gunn baseball team. Another one in the dirt for Ciano, 2-0 on the count.
And it looks like Josh Palumbo's moved in to shortstop to replace Ciano, obviously the starting shortstop.
Yeah, Diaz back out there at center field, his normal position. Low and inside, says the ump, for ball 3. So 3-0 is the count now. So ball 4, Perez with the walk. Diaz out in center field. Palumbo now at shortstop. Playing left field will be Nico Bernardi, and out in right will be Eli Stowe. So a little bit of a shuffle. Playing some jazz, as Mr. Sorrento likes to say, on the infield and outfield positions here. Out and away for Ciano, 1-0 in the count against Vitarelli. So back to the top of the order. And that one's right down the pipe for strike 1. 1-1 is the count.
It's a good confidence pitch for Mike Ciano after walking the first batter. But, I mean, if you look at the last couple games, for Millbrook. They have been nothing short of dominant.
Swing and a miss for Vitarella. Excuse me, Vitarelli. Big pitch for Mike Ciano. Get the count to 1-2 now. He has the advantage. Can pitch what he wants here. Delivery outside.
Oh, that's the perfect
Straight
ground
to
ball.
Colangelo. Excuse me, 2. That was dropped by Palumbo, so nothing. Definitely could have been a double play ball, but a little bit of a muff throw possibly.
And the unforced errors have been really the talk of the tape today so far for Millbrook.
Yeah.
We've seen, a couple runs in the first come off errors, and then obviously they're putting a runner in scoring position. You look at Mike Ciano so far. We talked about some of the pitches he throws.
Being laid down foul there.
Talked about some of the pitches he throws. Obviously that fastball, the changeup, and the curveball. But more importantly, you look at Ciano's stats, and we haven't really seen him that much this season. But when he does throw, a lot of those ground balls, 50% ground ball rate, and more importantly, with batters with runners in scoring position, batters are batting 143 against him, which is absolutely fantastic. And doesn't necessarily have strikeout stuff. We haven't seen that many strikeouts from him this year.
No, he's more the contact ground ball, get the out kind of pitcher.
Yeah, only 6 strikeouts, but he has been put in a lot of situations. He, at the end of the day, he's only pitched 6.2 innings.
Yeah. Adnazio at the dish. He will lay down a good bunt and load the bases here.
Oh, he is out.
And actually, that was a good throw, and they'll catch him at first base. So a great throw there to grab the out. So now men second on third, 1 out for Frederick Gunn.
I think both Millbrook and Frederick Gunn will be happy with that. Obviously, Millbrook gets the out. Frederick Gunn advances both runners. They, as we said at the beginning, not the most talented team, a little bit younger, but they're going to want to create runs. And how can you create runs? Get guys moving get guys moving 90 feet up.
Yep.
As they move first and second to second and third.
With Rosario up now at the plate. Ciano down on the count, 1-0 with the second pitch here.
Hard hit ball.
Straight to Palumbo, and that will get past him on a mad hopper. And out into center field, 2 will score, and Rosario will hold up at first.
Yeah, that was just a hard hit ball up the middle, and it just one-hopped over Palumbo's glove. Not much you can do there. Obviously, you got to get your body in front of the ball, but nonetheless, it was kind of to his left. Couldn't quite get there. So unfortunate there. But, so far, not bad from Ciano. Obviously, he's given up 2 runs. It's a 4-2 game.
Yeah.
But he's gotten the ground balls.
Strike on the outside corner there for Ciano. Good confidence pitch, as you noted earlier. He's got to get a few more of those, and then hopefully he'll really be rolling 0-1 on the count. Bartoli with another ground ball straight to Colangelo. There's Palumbo not able to get the out, so men now at first and second. Palumbo's struggling on the infield.
Yeah, he really is. Naturally a pitcher. I don't really think the infield is his comfortable position, especially because, plays outfield too. So I think that, he needs a little bit of a breather as that's a tough break there as Millbrook looked like they had a double play for the second time in the inning and ended up coming up with no outs.
Yeah, another good double play ball and muffed by Millbrook, but you just got to move on to the next play and keep playing baseball. Pitch on the outside edge. Good pitch there from Ciano. Luke Martin is now up at the plate. Luke Martin, probably the biggest guy on this Frederick Gunn team, hitting cleanup here in the 4 spot for them. Swing and a miss for strike 2.
Nice changeup there. Just dipped at the end underneath the bat of
0-2 now the count. Time call. Not much of a shift coming from the Millbrook defense either. They're pretty much playing it straight up. Luke Martin down 0-2 in the count. Delivery from Ciano. Swing and a miss.
Oh, he's
out.
pumped with that one. As we said, not the biggest strikeout guy. So when he strikes someone out, he's always happy to do that. Yeah, good stuff. I really like what I've seen from Ciano. I mean, the reason Millbrook is down 2, is giving up 2 runs in this inning is the errors. It hasn't been the pitching.
Another good pitch from him. We're flying right down the middle for strike 1 here. And got ahead in that last count. Ahead in this count. Seems like he's got a lot more confidence.
No, absolutely. He's got the swagger, as we were talking about, to start this inning going.
Frederick will slice one way foul. Big lead from Rosario at second base, so got to watch him as there's nobody covering the bag. Palumbo, obviously in the gap. 0-2 pitch. Just down and away.
I don't mind that pitch at all, though. That's low and outside. If he swings at it, great. That's another strikeout. But nice job.
Yeah, that definitely.
Just a pitcher's pitch.
That one down the middle. Roped ground ball. Palumbo will get the tag up from Colangelo at second and end the top of the second, bringing up Millbrook here, and it will be Mike Ciano at the plate.
Jake Hugeson, actually.
Oh, yeah, excuse me, sorry, because Eli So was picked off.
But Hugeson batting only a 2.08 this year, but the on-base percentage is 367. He's getting on base a lot with walks as well as singles. Not necessarily the biggest power guy, even for a guy his size. Baseball isn't his first sport. Hockey is. Varsity hockey goalie for Millbrook.
Starting varsity hockey goalie. You've heard Adam Beck make some outrageous claims about him. If you watch
I don't think I can call him a beach whale in this game, just because
he stretches out for a
gets in the dirt a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. But I agree with you. You should not call him a beach whale in the first place. Anyway, really talented hockey goalie, and definitely not a bad third baseman. Can play a little catcher. So it's sort of a Swiss Army knife for this Millbrook.
Yeah, but still a very competent header. Although he's batting just over 200, he gets on base, and that's really what Coach Harlan loves about him. Great flow, too. Just fantastic hair. It's really fantastic hair, Jake Hugeson.
You heard it here first, folks. Jake Hugeson has some fantastic flow.
You were talking to me last week about if you should cut your hair or not. I mean, if it starts looking like that, then you should just keep it.
I mean, I think it's a little bit better than that. I'm not going to lie to you, Adam.
I don't know about that.
But, we'll leave that up for debate. Frederick obviously gave up 2 in the first. Looking to close down a little bit here in the second inning. What are you looking to do here if you're the Millbrook offense? Obviously, get on base, hit the baseball, but...
Yeah, I mean, you're at the bottom of the order. I want some quality at-bats. Coach Harlan really was preaching that throughout practice this week and last week. Just, getting just quality at-bats, getting 4, 5, 6 pitches out of an at-bat, and really just seeing different pitches and just holding out for a good pitch to hit, being disciplined at the plate. That's what I want to see out of these 6, 7, 8, 9 hitters, and hopefully get back to the top of the lineup. As Millbrook down 2, needing a little bit of a life.
Yeah. I mean, it's high school baseball, so if you wait in that count, chances are you're probably going to get walked over getting struck out looking for sure.
And I mean, especially with this pitcher, I mean, he's not throwing high heat. He's in the low 70s. I talked to Jason Weiss, who did a little scouting, and I came up to me at lunch. He's like, this pitcher, he's throwing like 72, 75. So definitely good for Millbrook.
And the delivery definitely high and away. So Hugeson will take ball 1. Good start to the at-bat. Huggy, a tall batter, so he's got a big strike zone, and that will be a blooper straight down the line. That will be a fair ball. He will hold up at first, not the fastest.
That was a crazy play. The first baseman thought that went foul, but in fact, I think it hopped over the bag and then spun to the right and out of bounds and into foul territory. But that's kind of the way Huggy's been getting on base. Just those kind of bloop singles, running them out. But you love that from him, and just that's a quality at bat. Get on base.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're on base, you did something well. So good for Jake Hughes and good start to the bottom of the second inning for the Millbrook Mustangs. Pitch low and inside from Pernaruski. Mike Ciano gets ahead in the count, 1-0.
Ciano, another interesting story. He's kind of struggling to play with only a 136 batting average, but has an on-base percentage of 406.
Odd stat, ball in the dirt. Nice block there by the catcher.
He's only got 3 hits all year, but 2 RBIs, so hopefully can find a little bit more of that magic. Oh.
And Huggy now caught in a pickle. He gets the pick-off thrown. They'll try and run him down. Ball comes back. He's got to run it out to second. And he's still caught in a pickle. It's about 5-6 throws. Luke Martin missing the tag. No, he got him. He got him.
Yeah. Houston rolling around in the dirt.
He's called out. I'm not sure about that tag there.
Coach Harlan mad about something.
I'm not sure about that call.
Coach Harlan, that's the second time that Millbrook's got picked off.
Yep.
Back-to-back batters, obviously Eli Stowe to end the bottom of the first, and now Hugeson at the start, of the bottom of the second. Is
delivery high and away on Ciano. So 2-0 is the count for Ciano. Yeah, just unnecessary outs.
Yeah, it's unforced errors, and it's not necessarily like errors in the baseball way, but just errors as in like.
Excuse me, 3-0. That was the 4-0 pitch. So Ciano with the walk,
keeping that on-base percentage just flying high. And now we'll see Jason Weiss, who struggled at the plate this year, batting a dismal 0.95, but on-base percentage of 321. That's why he's in the lineup. Really good defensively too.
Yeah, big first baseman, long stretch from the bag.
I lived next to Jason Weiss my sophomore year, so 2 years ago. And anytime I talk to him about baseball, he's like, yeah, I can't really hit. I'm not a really good hitter. He's batting under 100 this year, and that kind of goes to that. But he always commented about his defense, always was really confident defensively. But if he can get on base here, that would be big. Steps away from that one.
Called strike on the inside.
I don't know about that one. That was low and inside. But
yeah, I'm in agreement with you there. I don't know about that. Also, something else to note about Jason Weiss, above all, oh gosh. And
is that another one?
Pickoff against Mike Ciano.
Wow.
Just big lead, not able to get back
Coach
to the bag. And
Harlan is going to have a field day yelling at his squad. He is not going to be happy with that one.
We're not talking about, like, guys who don't maybe have the most experience. We're talking about Eli Stowe going Maryland. Mike Ciano.
That's 3 in a row.
And Jake Hugeson, all starting guys as that one tips off that foul.
Jason's trying to kill me over here. That was
Anyway,
about 15 feet from my face.
What I was saying about Jason earlier is he's also a great, dugout guy. Like,
yeah, 100%.
Locker room guy. He's just really big on the culture. Everybody loves him. As that's thrown right over his head.
I can tell you if Jason gets on base though, he's not getting thrown out. He's not going to try and steal.
No, he's not the fastest guy. 3-1 is the count now. And the delivery from Pernaruski. High and inside. Looks like it clipped him. Not happy. And he will take his base for sure.
And now we'll see Josh Palumbo.
Very not happy about that. Pernaruski gotta dial it in a little bit there.
Palumbo now at the plate. Palumbo is batting 143 this year with an on-base percentage of 400. He's got an RBI, a couple singles, but primarily a pitcher.
Yeah, definitely primarily a pitcher. Can play a little bit of left field. That is a hard hit ball into right field. Will stay just fair. Go
big
foul.
Hit.
Jason Weiss coming into third. He will hold up, but a stand-up double for Josh Palumbo on the first pitch swing. Straight out to right field. Good piece of hitting for sure. And that one just stayed fair.
That's his first double of the year. Really nice swing from Palumbo. I thought the wind was going to push that one foul, but it was able to stay in fair territories. Now you get Chris Diaz up the plate. You got 2 on, 2 out. Diaz, really, really good hitter, batting 455 this year.
Foul, big swing on the first pitch. High fastball. Hard to, we mentioned earlier that they want guys looking at that first pitch, but hard to resist a high heat fastball. with not that much heat.
And this is a crazy stat for you. Chris Diaz is batting 1,000 with runners in scoring position this year. So
that's unbelievable.
That is actually. I wonder if that's an error in in Coach Harlan's stat book.
1,000.
But he's batting 1,000. So hopefully he can knock in a single, tie this game up.
2-1 the count now, as that last pitch was just away and low below the knees of Chris Diaz. Come on, Tote. Frederick struggling a little bit in this inning with the delivery. 2-1, definitely in the dirt now. 3-1 is the count. Jason Weiss, big lead at third base. Palumbo staying pretty much on the bag out at second.
I love how Millbrook's found some two-out magic after getting picked off not once, not twice, but 3 times. Obviously, going back to last inning.
And yeah, if they could get a run here with 2 outs, that'd be big. Chris Diaz, obviously a power hitter, good at getting on base. Hopefully we can see something from him. Pretty straight up defense coming from Frederick Gunn too. Not playing much of a shift, and he will take the walk and load the bases. With Ash Colangelo now up, second in the order.
So bases loaded, 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Frederick Gunn will call time as their manager will come out to talk things over. And now's a good time to talk about Frederick Gunn's coaching staff, I guess. Their manager, we talked to Coach Harlan about it. He's longtime manager for Frederick Gunn. I think he's a bio teacher for Frederick Gunn. And he he's been coaching for a while. Is one of the Hall of Fame type coaches in this area. So.
Delivery from Pernaruski on Colangelo. I thought that was well off the plate. Could be me, but strike 1 to Colangelo.
So 0-1.
2 outs. Pitch in the dirt there. Blocked nicely by Bartoli to hold up Jason Weiss at third base.
So Diaz has 2 walks so far to start this game, doing his job at that leadoff guy. As Ash trying to knock in some runs.
And Colangelo just whooping foul.
Colangelo's batting .333 with runners in scoring position.
Shout out to Coach Jack Harlan for getting us all these stats. Unbelievable stat keeping from the Millbrook squad. Anyway, 1 and 2 is the count now. Pernaruski staring down the plate, but he'll step off for a moment.
Ash calls time.
Pernaruski, a senior on this Frederick Gunn team, one of the elder statesmen on this young team, as he throws in a high fastball for a ball 2. So here comes 2-2. Usually see a junk pitch on 2-2, some sort of nasty breaking something or other. Tries to get
I thought that caught
but missing the top edge.
I thought that caught that top edge, but clearly didn't. Full count. Bases loaded, bottom of the second.
2 outs. Colangelo up at the plate.
Here's the payoff pitch. That's outside.
Walk-in Jason Weiss. And now 4-3 the score for Millbrook. Frederick Gunn up with the lead 4-3. As we hear some cheers from the Millbrook softball diamond, as it looks like Natalia Daniluk will make it to third base. So,
wow, your eyes were that good? You can see it that far? Oh.
And a big high fly ball to left center. Underneath it will be Rosario to get the out on Minardi and retire the side.
Coach Harlan going to talk to his squad about, those pickoffs. It's 3 in a row to end the first and 2 in a row to start the second as Millbrook fans and rowdy behind home plate.
So not a bad second inning for Millbrook. Not good on the pickoffs, but did some nice work with 2 outs. Good to see Jason Weiss get a run in. Reach base again, helping that percentage, and was able to score a run off of Palumbo's stand-up double and then the walk.
And we like what we saw from Ciano too in the second inning. Coming in for relief on Chris Diaz, we were only going to see him go through the lineup one time anyway, but nonetheless.
Ciano, throwing mostly fastballs in that last inning. Maybe we see him start to sprinkle in that change and curve.
Had a really nice changeup to strike out their big power
pitch.
hitter.
Yeah. Luke Martin with the strikeout. That was a changeup, my bad. You were right on that.
It is getting brisk out here. I don't know.
Yeah.
The wind is swirling, but it's not cold. But it's low. It's just a weird, odd temperature as we get into the middle of spring here. Trying to get into the middle of spring.
Well, I don't know if
It's not the middle of spring. It's kind of spring. I mean, 50 degrees ish. It's like 45, maybe 40.
All I have to say is,
as soon as
two guys who play golf,
as soon as it gets,
I hate New England spring weather.
Oh, it's awful. And as soon as it gets, below 55 degrees, I really can't tell the difference between any weather changes. I'm from Florida, because 70 degrees all year round is kind of nice.
Yeah, okay, you don't have to throw a different face.
I mean, it does get like 95 in the summer, and then you just want to like stay inside, and then it rains, and whatever. But nonetheless, top of the third now, 4-3 game for Frederick. And this is high scoring after the last one between these two teams. Only had 5 combined runs, 5-0 win for Millbrook as Eli Stowe pitched the shutout.
Ciano, first pitch in the dirt. Trying to settle back in the top of the third.
I've decided it's cold.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. I think with no wind, it'd be a little bit.
The past couple of days with the wind.
Swing and a miss. Good pitch right down the pipe from Ciano.
The past couple of days with the wind has been unbearable. It's just swirling
the
and
wind and the rain the last couple of days have just been awful, as that pitch was just outside. So 2-1 is the count. Trey LeMay trying to make something happen, but he'll watch a strike there for 2-2. Trey LeMay playing left field for Frederick Gunn. And Ciano striking him out looking, and that'll be a pair of shoes for him.
That's 3 Ks on the day for Ciano, back to back to back. Or just back to back. Yeah, no, it is back to back to back.
Yep.
I'm not crazy.
Yep, back to back. So he's gotten hot here as that will bring up Logan Pascariello. And Ciano with the pitch just outside. Pascariello playing right field for the Frederick Gunn team today. You know what I notice about a lot of these guys is they're right over the plate. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball there for Ciano.
Ciano's pitching with confidence, and that's what it comes down to when you're on the mound.
Yep.
He's got the tempo, he's got the confidence, and he is...
Rhythm, swing and a miss. Another good fastball on the outside edge. 1-2 now the count. And yeah, pitching is all about rhythm. Similar to a golf game, it's all about rhythm. When you're feeling it, you're feeling it. And that was another one making Pascariello another pair of shoes, and Ciano with 2 outs now.
That's 4 Ks now. He's gone back to back to back to back.
Yep.
Getting those backwards Ks.
Yeah, those I find those always more impressive than a forward.
Well, you're a Nationals fan, so Max Scherzer,
Yeah.
who's no longer the Nationals, but
sad to see
that's a whole other thing. But I mean, he was the king of the back to back to back strikeouts
and the backwards K, I might even say, with that nasty slider that he had as Jason Weiss shimmies over and pitches the ball to Ciano to retire the side, bringing up Millbrook on the hitting end of things.
It's a great inning. inning.
And Pat Costin will be the leadoff guy for Millbrook in the bottom of the third here.
And, batting just shy of 400 this year, but a very high on-base percentage, trying to lead off with a...
Can we just say,
single.
what an inning, like Ciano, what an inning.
Yeah, just the confidence is there for him. He's pitching, he's playing smart. He's getting the ball in good spots, and umpire has to call strikes.
Yeah.
He's a pitcher, man. No, really, he is. He's dotting it outside, inside.
Well, and the thing about it, he's a shortstop, too.
I know. Well, he's got a big arm, so... This kid could be a pitcher. He's really wild. It's cold.
Yeah, it is cold.
No, oh, man. Don't call a breaking ball.
umpire just ranging over here. I don't know if you were able to pick that up, but he was just talking about Sienna's really good pitcher, especially for a guy who's shortstop. He's got a really good arm and is just able to throw the ball wherever he wants.
Yeah, so great inning from Sienna. Good defensively from Millbrook as well. As all that was done, basically, was the shovel play by Jason Weiss. Anyway, yeah, Pat Costin, lead up. See what he can do.
Whew, that's cold.
Yeah, that wind comes up.
Comes up, and it's not the 15 to 20 mile an hour gust that we had at maybe the beginning of the game, but it's just the consistent, like, 8 to 12 mile an hour just wind that just is so deteriorating.
Yes, absolutely. You know what I've been struggling to do is find an MLB comparison for Pat Costa. Because, there's not many pitchers in the MLB that hit the way he does.
No, I think the thing is, in Major League Baseball, normally your best hitter is not your catcher.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Where, your catcher's normally a defensive player. You can, hit for some power. You look at guys like Gary Sanchez, really big strikeout guys, and then
he strikes out a lot.
You have your good defensive catchers, like guys like Jacob Stallings, Christian Vasquez, or even
and that is a hard hit ball to right center field. Underneath is Rosario, and he will make the catch. The cold weather and the wind not helping that ball.
No, I think on a warmer day, it's 15 degrees weather, maybe wind not blowing back into the path of the ball, that's gone. Just off the bat, you can hear the power, and Eli Stowe is going to try and probably kill this ball here.
Yeah.
And I don't actually think we got the chance to talk about Stowe. I was committed to Maryland, but I mean, Millbrook's been really good with commits lately in the past couple of years. Obviously, last year, Owen Wendell Braley, pitcher now at USC, really good baseball program there, and then the year before, Noah Jensen going to Elon, and he's found some success there too.
Yep. And Eli, that is a massive cut there as that ball pops straight up into the sun, into foul territory. Underneath it, and able to make the catch is Adanazio.
That's a pro fly ball right there.
Yep.
That is a major league pop-up.
So back to the commits. Eli Stowe going to Maryland. Chris Diaz going to Tulane, committed last year as a sophomore. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And also Josh Palumbo going to Gettysburg, and Nico Minardi going to Clark. So a healthy load of commits on this Millbrook squad. As that ball is away on Jake Hugeson.
And in between, before we get to Frederick Gunn batting next inning, which hopefully won't happen for a while, but there are 2 outs. Nonetheless, we'll talk about some of their history with their commits and a couple MLB players too.
Yeah.
Really good program over a couple, past 10 years. As Huggy gets on base.
Catch Huggy's thigh, and he will reach on base on balls, reaching first for the second time. Hopefully, he will not get picked off this time.
No, that one he was a little bit laying out in the sand for. Might have gotten.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
Maybe not quite the beach.
Don't go there.
Beached animal.
No, we're not going to do it.
But he was beached.
Oh my gosh.
And that'll happen again.
And I said it.
Left out to dry.
Picked off, and that will end the inning.
All day long. Nice move, Tony.
And Coach Cross and Coach Harlan going over to talk to the umpire.
They wanted a balk. Yeah, they wanted a balk there. But nonetheless, Frederick Gunn gets out of the inning unscathed, 4-3 lead. And, talking about some of their commits in recent history, they've had a really good job. Most notably, Justin Dunn, class of 2013, Boston College guy who's now playing for the Mariners, made his debut, I'm pretty sure, with the Reds, reliever for them. Been in the majors for the past 3 years after some stints in the minors, but consistently been in the majors for the past 3 years. Now plays in the bullpen for the Mariners. But I mean, they have a really good list, a long list of. It's currently 4-3. 4-3. We're going to the top of the fourth. But they've had Garrett Coe, UConn. They've had a University of New Haven guy, Rob Taylor, class 2019, Longwood University, Sewanee, Sacred Heart, Westfield State, George Washington University, University of Massachusetts Amherst. They have a really good tradition of creating some recruits, as they have a young roster hoping to rebuild the program.
And we're going to see Siena obviously continue to pitch, obviously really good inning.
1-2-3 inning. Last time out.
Yeah, good 1-2-3 inning. Hopefully we can see that again. I think the biggest thing, honestly, right now is coaching staff for Millbrook's got to calm the players down. You got to remember, don't get caught up in the, I got picked off, now I'm going to play angry. That can lead to some bad baseball, stuff like that. Just keep the emotions in check.
Is that 4 or 5 pickoffs? Because it's up there. I think that's 4.
Huggy twice, and Siena, so 4. 4
which is an absurd number. That's absurd.
And not even I would say good pickoffs. And we'll see Mike Siena on the mound with the first pitch going outside. So
top of the
Leonardo
fourth.
Vitarelli up at the plate, top of the 4th.
Pretty fast-moving game.
That first inning was a little bit slow, but since then, pretty fast-moving. Just below the outside edge for Siena. That was a nice pitch. I don't mind that as well. Breaking ball just on the outside edge.
Now, you know what I'm curious about? This might be a little bit, kind of nerdy here, but I wonder how much extra. Miles per hour spin you're getting with the wind blowing towards home plate. I wonder how that affects.
And that is a high fly ball into foul territory as Jason Weiss and Pat Costin both trailing that down. Pat Costin not able to make the play as he went right up into the dugout.
Yeah, that was just a little bit uncomfortable for him. He didn't really know how much space he had between the dugout and trying to, not run headfirst into the Frederick Gunn dugout, but trying to make the play. But nonetheless,
not bad.
Not bad.
Out now 1-2, or excuse me, 2-2. Siena looking maybe for a 5th strikeout on the day. Just some sort of out here is what he's obviously looking for. And the delivery, and that will go foul as well.
Yeah, that's foul.
So Vitarelli, one of the smaller guys. I feel like all these Frederick Gunn guys are.
Yeah,
the
but
same
I mean
size,
they're
small.
They're a younger team. Not a lot of seniors, not a lot of juniors on this roster. A lot of 25s, a lot of 24s, 23s. Not that many 22s on this roster. But yeah, that's part of them rebuilding. Getting some new guys in the building, or in the school.
And payoff pitch coming here from Siena, roped foul.
Hard hit though, really good contact, just a little out in front of that one. Siena, not the fastest pitcher, you might be thinking he's going to Vanderbilt. I think reality might have to hit him at some point, but hey, if he keeps pitching like the way he's been pitching.
I'll tell you, he's not going to Vanderbilt for pitching. And
yes, that's definitely true.
Blooper into left field that Minardi will chase down. Foul territory. Vitarelli rounding, but will hold up and stay at first.
Ooh, yeah, really good cutoff there by Ash.
Yeah, good.
That ball could have gone away.
Yep, definitely. Good play. Good piece of hitting too. That was a tailing away ball that Vitarelli was just able to get a bat on.
It seems like Frederick Gunn has been out in front of everything though. Everything's been going
absolutely.
Left.
Yep.
And I think that's maybe last game. Obviously, they faced Eli Stowe. The guy threw 93, 94
right,
easily.
And then you're thinking you gotta.
And then you're like, we gotta swing hard here. And then their next game, that
is the opposite way into right field, and Vitarelli will round second and run back, trying to get to him. No, but he gets back to the bag before Ash can get the tag.
But even then, lefty hitter out in front once again. I really think it's the drop about 15 mile an hour.
I think you're probably right.
And Siena's probably not even pitching 80s, probably pitching more closer to low 70s, high 60s. So really that sheer drop-off is really kind of confusing the timing of these Frederick Gunn hitters.
Adding the Zio with that last hit. Another single as bunt is laid down foul there by Alexander Rosario.
What a great baseball name.
I was about to say the exact same thing. What a baseball name.
Yeah,
A-Ross, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
The majors, A-Ross. Could be. Not A-Rod, obviously, but could be a really good baseball name.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell by the name that he's been playing baseball for a while.
And that is a better bunt. That one stays fair.
What a
and
throw.
That will be a great throw by Pat Costin. Pick off Rosario at first. Now runners at second and third for Gunnery. What a bunt, though.
No, but that's the thing I love about Pat Costin. We talked about the hitting, right? He's kind of struggled today so far. He has a sac fly, RBI.
Well, I wouldn't say he's struggled. He's had 2 hard hit balls.
That's fair. I mean, that's
center-ish field.
Well, he's 0 for 1 with the sac fly.
Yep.
Has an RBI, so I guess he hasn't struggled. But the defense is there. I mean, the guy can throw so well. He throws a strike every time. Last year, we were watching here behind home plate, and the pop time is ridiculous. I think I was looking at those baseball combine reference stats, and
yep.
I think the pop time was like 2.1, and it's just gross.
I heard it was in the 1.9 range.
Yeah, it might be even lower than that. That was
outrageous.
That was measured a couple of years ago, but nonetheless, I mean, we saw him make a throw to second base, a perfect strike from his knees last year.
Yep, unbelievable.
It's an incredible. He's an incredible player, really big for this program.
And right to Jason Weiss. Looking for 2. That ball gets away, though, and the second runner will come in to score, bringing up the lead as it will now be 6-3.
I liked the aggressiveness by Jason Weiss there. He thought he'd get the out at home, but didn't get it.
Not a bad throw, just Pat Costin not able to corral it perfectly.
It was a little low and just, got away from them.
Yeah, just an
tough break for Millbrook because, Jason probably should have just let the run score and get the out. But once again, not bad pitching from Siena. It's mostly been the defense that's caused the problems for Millbrook.
2 down now for Luke Martin as he goes straight back to Siena. Siena with the look, and he will go to first and get the out. Or excuse me, now 2 out. Weiss wasn't able to get quite there in time for the fly ball on the last play. And that will bring up Penarewski, Anthony Penarewski, the senior pitching for Frederick Gunn. And Siena with another nice pitch will end up in a ground ball as he dives out for that one. Shovel play into first to retire the side.
So it's been the unforced errors for Millbrook defensively that has really hampered this game for them. A lot of these runs have been coming off these errors. I mean, we saw the issues at shortstop with Josh Palumbo and some fielding errors in the second inning that caused a couple runs, as well as a couple missed throws in the first, and obviously that one that got away from Jason Weiss that allowed 2 runs to score. Millbrook defensively, I talked at the beginning, the better defensive team would win this game, and right now Frederick Gunn is winning 6-3, and that's because of those Millbrook errors.
Yeah. Absolutely. As we mark the midway point of this baseball game, bottom of the 4th coming up, a little bit of a team meeting here for Millbrook Mustangs.
It's going to be interesting to see what Millbrook does next year. Obviously, they had Jonathan Downs, headmaster now, as the head coach last year.
Yep.
They move on and get Coach Harlan here. But obviously, Coach Sabelli as well as Coach Cross, the 2 assistants, aren't going to be with the team next year, leaving Millbrook.
So Coach Sabelli leaving us for
Lawrenceville, and then Coach Cross leaving us for the field school in Washington, D.C.
Right up the road from where I live, my hometown, Washington, D.C. Still a terrible move. I would never leave Millbrook if I was Coach Cross. Going to antagonize him for that for the rest of the year.
It's my advisor right there. You got to be careful.
Hey. He's leaving Millbrook. He's leaving us. I can't believe it. It's
but I mean, he's leaving after I graduate, so it's okay.
No, at the end of the day, it's unbelievable and it's unacceptable. And I hope I run into him in DC so I can further chirp him for leaving Millbrook and how big of a mistake he's making.
Bottom of the 4th.
Anyway.
So it looks like Siena will start us off. He walked in
and then was picked
second.
Off. Yeah, picked off.
I think that was second.
Looking for, maybe another just as quality at bat, but then better base running.
Yeah, it's really been the base. It's just the unforced errors on both ends. It's on defense with throws and then on offense on the base path. It's incredible. So Millbrook's going to go 7, 8, 9 here. And then we'll hopefully see the turnover to the top half of the order.
Mike Siena at the dish now. Penarewski winding up and throwing inside right at Siena's knees. Ball 1.
No wind right now, which is
Thank gosh.
as it comes back.
Outside the outside edge for ball 2. Penarewski struggling to find that first pitch strike today.
I feel like his kind of whole mantra has been the damage control kind of style.
Yep.
As
That's a
that
good
one
strike there on
gets
the
in
outside
for a
edge.
strike. You know, he doesn't have the best stuff. He's not going to strike out a ton of guys, but he's just gonna put the ball in there and see what happens.
And that is a hard hit ball right into right center, and the center fielder, falls down. Ciano going for 2, looking for 3. Sounds like it's going to be a ground rule double.
Yeah, I think it
Rosario
hopped over
will
the
hop
fence.
over the fence. Yeah, to go grab the ball.
Unfortunate, because if that fence is any taller, that's a triple. It's not.
That could have been in the Parker, to be honest with you.
Inside the Parker.
As,
But great
Pasquariello
at that.
fell over.
That'll be
So the ground rule double for Ciano. Really good piece of hitting.
It'll be his-
going the opposite way.
that'll be his first double of the year.
And that will bring up Jason Weiss, who walked in the second inning, and then scored a run later off of the walk.
Hit by pitch.
Yes, was hit by a pitch. That was
Likes
also
the
fourth
crowd.
ball.
The play. A lot of hit by pitches. Oh, that's
And that is a first pitch swinging foul ball.
He's got the lefty Derek Dietrich crowding the plate, hit by pitch kind of
Yeah.
vibe to him.
Yeah, you're kind of telling
You know,
Jason Weiss off in the start.
that's why he's got the. That's why he's got the 419. That's why he's got the 321 on base percentage.
A little bit better now as he was hit by a pitch last time. And that one straight over his head. Really not happy. He was hit by a pitch.
I mean, he is literally standing as close to the base as you're allowed to.
No, Colangelo gets in a little bit closer. We got to be fair to Ash Colangelo about crowding the plate. And that one outside and away.
Good eye, really good eye there by Jason.
Really good eye up. That easily could have painted that corner, but good eye. So 2-1 now, the count for Jason.
Ooh.
Swing and a miss into the glove. 2-2 now.
Big cut there. So I'm sure we're going to see something outside here. Low and outside, I think, is probably what we're going to see.
Big breaking balls, I'm sorry. Would be my guess. I'm enjoying the lull in the wind here.
Yeah, it's nice. It's still a little chilly, though. It's not exactly
No, I wouldn't say it's
warm.
And once that sun sets, man, it's cold.
Oh, it's going to be frigid. Low and a little outside. So good eye. Full count here, 3-2. Man on second in the bottom of the fourth here.
And Jason Weiss roping that one foul towards the lacrosse team, it looks like. 6 minutes. So Jason Weiss staying alive in this AB.
3-2 full count.
And that
Good
is a
swing,
ground
gets
ball
in.
right past the first and second baseman, and Jason Weiss will reach. Ciano rounding third. Cutoff not in time. Ciano will come in to make it 6-4.
Love the RBI single there by Jason Weiss. Good piece of hitting. Gets him above 100 on the season. So the sac bunt by Palumbo moves Weiss up to second. So 1 out. Diaz now top of the order. He has 2 walks on the day, so good pieces of batting by him.
Down 0-2 in this count, though. Jason Weiss, big lead at second. Diaz with a big cut that goes foul. The count will say 0-2 as Penarewski tries to get that strikeout.
1. Only 1 out.
No, 2 outs. 2 outs.
No, only one. Because Ciano scored. And then,
and that is a hard hit ball right up the middle. Through the gap, and Weiss will hold up at third. And Diaz on to first base. Great piece of hitting there to advance the runner and get on base. And that will bring up Colangelo.
He's a single and a walk today. Try to bring his best friend Weiss home from third, as that was a hard hit ball by Diaz. Went straight up the middle and back through.
Yep, you're right, 1 out. That is my fault. And so 1 out, men on first and third. Colangelo up, obviously the second man in the order. And I told you he crowds his plate more than anyone.
Oh,
And
that's
Diaz will
another
take
pickoff.
off.
Weiss should go home here.
And
He
Jason Weiss will come into home to
So not
score, make
bad.
it 6-5. Bring up 2 outs. No, not the worst.
The worst. I mean, it's
But
not.
at the end of the day, you're taking too big a lead again at first base.
Yeah, it's what, that's 6 pickoffs now? 5 pickoffs? It's just unbelievable amount of numbers of pickoffs. I mean, I'm going to need two hands to count it
Yeah.
in a sec. It's just realistic for if you want to be winning games.
Yeah, just
getting
base
to
running. I mean,
about
that one worked out okay. It'll close the lead to 1 run. Ash Colangelo's still up. Now 2 outs, but
getting to
yeah,
about
just like-
80 minutes of game
that one
action. I
popped
have
straight
no idea
up
where that one
and
went.
over the netting behind us.
Oh, there it went. Lost that one in the sun, so it's good that it went very far away from us.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's dangerous behind this backstop over here.
So 2 outs, no on.
And Colangelo will swing that one to center field. Rosario dumps the hat, going back at the wall, makes the play, and that will retire the side.
What, 10 feet short of the Italian Stallion?
Yeah. Couple feet at the warning track, but not quite over.
No breeze, warmer day, that one's out of there.
Yeah, I agree.
Really
with that. That was a
well-hit
good,
ball.
well-hit ball. And so that will take us to the top of the 5th, and the wind will come right back in to make us freezing cold once again, which is just very unfortunate.
Tight ball game here, 6-5.
My favorite kind of ball game, tight ball game. As I guess you call it the 5th inning stretch. I don't know. It's a 7-inning game, so there's no 7th inning stretch.
Well, I mean, there still could be a 7-inning. You know, it's
We
just
could go 9. You never know. It is tight.
So yeah, we'll call it the 5th inning stretch. Why not?
I agree.
And well, it's not the middle of the 5th though.
No, that's true. It's not
So,
the stretch
okay, so
yet.
we're not- yeah,
I
we're-
apologize.
We're not stretching yet.
But the Millbrook dugout will take a stretch as they go for a little jog off the bench.
That's the thing. That's the thing I love about this Millbrook team. I mean, they're so close. Every time someone's at bat, they are loud. They're chirping. They're getting in the ear of, the opposing pitcher, cheering on their teammates. They are loud and they really help one another out.
Well, and shout out Emma Levy and Nate Dedham, 2 managers.
I think Lily Westerhuse is also the manager.
Yep, that too. Apologize for that, Lily. Also, what I have heard from Emma Levy is that this team goes through an unworldly amount of seeds.
Yes, I have heard that too. Yeah. They like their fair share of seeds.
Yeah. Went through like 8 bags or something in their first game. Anyway, that's not important.
We're back to being chilly here, as I'm going to turn my back to the action just for a sec, as this breeze hopefully
Quiet down.
Oh my gosh. It's
So-
just been the steady gusts of like 15 miles an hour. It's
Yeah, it's
bone-chillingly cold.
so much for it being May. That's a joke. And Sienna will throw a nice breaking ball right down the middle, dipping into the strike zone for strike 1.
That had serious curve to it.
And again, down the middle, foul tip into the mitt for strike 2. Good start to this at-bat for Mike Sienna. Seems like he's been in control of his pitches.
Yeah, definitely. No, he's played with utter confidence. And
now the 0-2 swing and a miss. Strike him out.
5 Ks on the day for Sienna. He's just been really, really excellent on the mound. Sienna.
And that was Trey LeMay going down swinging. So that will bring up the left-handed Sean Berg coming off the bench, the pinch hit, I believe. And that will be strike 1 for Sienna, now coming in with a second pitch. Did he go? No, he did not. And the ball was outside, so 1-1 is the count now. So Sean Berg pinch hitting here for, I believe, I'm not quite sure, actually.
That one's shot foul.
So 1-2 now the count.
More cheers from the softball field, as looks like Millbrook just got out of that inning defensively.
And Sienna with the pitch, and that is a blooper into straightaway center. Palumbo underneath it, able to make the catch. 2 out now, bringing up Miles Perez.
Yeah, you just really want to get to that 5th inning stretch, don't you?
Well, I do. Did I mention I'm also hungry?
I am hungry, yes.
Unfortunate timing for baseball game. 4:45 start. Runs right into dinner. Sienna with the pitch. That'll be a ground ball right to Colangelo. He'll corral that. Make it to Jason Weiss for the play.
Another 1-2-3 inning
And
for Sienna.
retire Miles Perez. Another, great inning for Sienna. Strikeout and then 2 easy outs.
He is pitching with confidence.
Yeah,
Love to see it.
absolutely. And so Nico Minardi will now be at the dish leading off for this Millbrook squad, followed by Pat Costin and Eli Stowe. That is a power-hitting trio if I've ever seen one.
You've got 3 guys that just want to kill the baseball. Minardi, he's got a sac fly and a fly out so far in today's game, as we are now in the 5th inning stretch. There you go, Charlie, so you can...
It's not Fenway because I don't hear Sweet Caroline.
Yeah, I know.
So it's not Fenway. And something to note about...
Whoa. That came eerily close. Hit the backstop just inches away from us.
Something to note about Minardi is that he is 3rd on this team in slugging, so he really does hit the ball
he
pretty
wants to hit
hard.
the ball. For those that don't know, slugging is basically a stat where it's weighted between like when you hit the ball, like how far you're hitting the ball. So like if you get on first, that'd be 1. And then if you get on second, that'd be worth 2, and then a home run would be worth 4. And then a triple would be...
Sorry, he ranks 4th. I misread the 9 as a 6 for Pat Costin. He's slugging 962.
Yeah, hopefully you don't do that on the physics test on Monday.
Yeah, that'd be bad. But can we just acknowledge that Pat Costin is slugging 962?
That is excellent. That means, every at-bat he's getting 90% the way to first base on average.
Unbelievable.
Which is ridiculous if you really think about it.
And this might be the best walk-up song. Big Papa, come on.
Yeah, Nico.
Minardi sauntering up to the plate. Penarewski now with the pitch. That one outside.
Oh, I thought that one cut
away.
the middle of the plate, but clearly I don't. That's why I'm not. That's why I'm not an ump.
That's true.
That's why I'm not an
true.
ump. I umped a couple games this summer for.
And that is a chopper to the shortstop there. And that throw gets by, and the first baseman, Luke Martin, is taken out by Minardi as he was in the base path, but not a very good throw from Vittorelli at shortstop position. And Minardi will reach.
Should be given an extra base, I think.
I believe.
That throw got away, and he got tripped up.
I think that's what they're about to come. I agree.
Yeah.
He's going to
move over to second.
Go up to second. Could have been more than that. I guess it's not the MLB. So if that ball goes away and out of play, which it did, just 1 base.
And now you got Pat Costin batting 455 with runners in scoring position. That's better with runners in scoring position than without runners in scoring position. So that's just kind of the player that you can just tell he is.
Yeah, outrageous.
He's got a sac fly and a fly out to date in today's game. As he hits that one foul just off the end of the bat. That one clearly hurt in the cold weather.
Yep. We experienced a similar thing in golf. When you hit it thin in golf or you hit it chunky off the bat in cold weather, those hands just shake.
It's brutal.
Pat Costin now. Penarewski eyeing up Minardi at second and throwing out and away for ball 2. So 2-1 the count against Pat Costin. You know what I've always wondered is if anyone has hammered a baseball into the tennis courts.
I don't know. I feel like Eli Stowe could have that power to left, but opposite field, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, you'd have to go with a lefty because I don't think at the high school level anyone's has enough power to go.
It would have to be dead
opposite
left field, yeah.
But it would have to be.
And that one inside, and Pat Costin will take his walk. Men on first and second now bringing up Eli Stowe. Speak of the devil.
He's got a single and a fly out, 1 for 2 in today's game. As 2 on now with no outs. Yeah, no outs.
No out. Yep.
Let's see what Stowe's batting with runners in scoring position. He's batting 500 with runners in scoring position. He's batting 400
Swinging on the
season.
first pitch right to the second baseman, Perez. Double play, no sir, as
So he
Stowe was hustling down that first base line.
He'll ground out into a fielder's choice. As runners on the corners now, the bottom of the fifth.
To be honest with you, I don't even know why that's a rule. Fielder's choice is a rule anymore. When have you ever seen them be like, yeah, we'll keep the guy at second?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously? Or excuse me, not a rule, but like
But like a thing.
a saying, yeah.
So Jake Hugoson now at bat. Hugoson batting only 154 with runners in scoring position, but once again, we talked about the on-base percentage, pretty high for a guy with only batting 208.
Notice there that Stowe sticking a little bit closer to the bag, making sure he doesn't get picked off.
He was able to get over to that one.
So Jake Hugoson now staring at a 1-0 count, and that one tailing away, breaking ball for Penarewski, not able to find the strike zone here. He's struggling to find the strike zone.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you're getting your fifth inning of work. He's throwing a lot of pitches.
For a guy who's not really a pitcher, that one in there for a strike. Right,
That was
in the
low.
knees of
That was
Hugoson.
really
Yeah, I
low.
don't know about that.
I mean, Hugoson, you know,
He's a tall guy.
He's a really tall guy. Looks a little stretched out in baseball, in a baseball uniform. But I mean, the separation between his knees
That
and
one-
his
Oh, I thought that was well outside.
his armpits.
Actually called strike.
Is the strike zone in high school to the top of the shoulder, or is it to the armpit?
I believe it's the armpit.
Okay. But even then, I mean, that's just a massive strike zone for a guy who's, what, 6'4", 6'5"?
Yeah, and a pretty straight up and down batting stance. More the power hitter stance, I guess you'd say. As that one chopper foul. Stowe wanted to go places. So men on first and third. Minardi on that third base bag. Stowe on first base. Huggy at the dish. 1 out.
Trying to drive in a runner home to tie this ball game up.
2-2 is the count.
You got to be careful if
He
you're
tries to
Frederick
get
Gunn
that
with those pickoffs, because if one of those gets away, it's a tie ball game.
Yep, Minardi will be rushing down the line to score it up. And that one definitely away.
Little
Full
outside.
count now, 3-2. As you can hear Coach Jack Harlan yelling, keep fighting. He loves these long at-bats, likes to draw it out. And that one is kind of an odd play. Right back to the pitcher.
That'll
Stowe,
work.
Minardi will score, and Stowe will advance to second. So that'll work for an RBI for Jake Hugoson. Tie ball game now, 6 apiece in the bottom of the fifth.
So Ciano, double and a walk to date, has 5 Ks as a pitcher. So he's really been an instrumental piece in this ball game for Millbrook, as that one is
6-6.
hit high into center field, and that one should be caught.
Bottom of the fifth. And that will end the inning.
Millbrook gets the run,
Decent
though.
piece of mustard on that from Ciano. But yeah, Millbrook gets the run, tied the ball game up, and I believe we'll see Ciano back on the mound. They're trying to get as much out of him as they can. But another good offensive inning from Millbrook. And got to keep grinding. You know what? I don't think I've ever been to a baseball game where I haven't heard Seven Nation Army. Or a sports game, for that matter.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Great song, though.
As a guitarist, I've got to be honest with you, I hate it.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
It's like the song that, I mean, it is the song that everybody knows how to play. And so people are like, oh, can you play Seven Nation Army? Yeah, I can. And it's just really annoying.
So you just think it's overplayed. You don't actually hate it. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that's fair, actually. Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. Well, it's good because it's a good song. Do do do.
Don't need you to sing.
Yeah. Sorry for my singing. I'm not really a vocalist. Let's be real. So we'll see Ciano once again back on the mound. 5 Ks in today's game.
I believe he's had more Ks in this game than he has all season.
Yeah, I think he's up to 8 Ks now on the year. I think he had 3 going into this game.
Yep.
So he's pitched really well, though. It's that.
So Vitarelli will be the man coming up the plate soon once we get done with a little bit of warm-ups.
As that sun is just beginning to get underneath those trees, which is
Not ready for that cold.
One, it's scaring me because of the cold, but more importantly, it's going to be interesting with the shadows, Because
we've
maybe
got shadows.
15 or 20 minutes, those shadows are going to come over home plate.
Yeah, we've
Because
got
right
him over
now you have the
third
shadows
base
in left field.
Yep.
What
Not
is
quite
that?
the center. Pat Costin, another diamond warm up. All right, so Vitarelli will come up for Frederick Gunn.
6'6".
Top of the sixth. 6'6" in the top of the sixth. That's a lot of sixes. Actually, that's the double 6'6", 3 sixes, and that is a chopper foul. First pitch. As Sienna will get ahead in the count.
Yeah,
right
what
away,
Sienna's done
0-1.
really well is he's gotten ahead in the count. His first pitch strikes, pitch with confidence, and he uses that changeup intermittently, and has got a lot of swing and misses. Obviously, 5 Ks, a couple of those swing and misses, a couple of those looking. He's just done a really good job so far.
Really good command over the repertoire. Like you said, intermittent on the changeup.
Especially for a guy that's not a pitcher. Like you gotta realize, like Mike Sienna's not gonna be pitching every game for this Motor team. He's just gonna come in intermittently and
big breaking ball there, drop right into the zone. 0-2. What a pitch!
This is the kind of game where you see Mike Sienna, and if you're Coach Harlan, I mean, you look at the amount of runs he's given up. Right, he's given up 4 runs while in the ballgame, but I don't actually think any of those are his. I don't think any of those are earned runs.
I agree.
Because they're all errors, I'm pretty sure.
I think you might be right.
Maybe one has been an earned run, but like he's done a really fantastic job.
0-2.
That one's hard
hit ball out to right field. Under it is Stowe to make the play. Another guy like Chris Diaz, you wouldn't expect Eli Stowe to be very fast, but he can move.
He's got long legs ranging over there in right field to grab that one out of the sky. So 1 out, top of the 6th.
Pretty good pitch. Honestly, like again on a pitch like that, it's in the zone. It's strike, and it's just turned on well by the hitter. But decent pitching still.
That was one of the first balls that we've seen opposite field for Frederick today. He's been so in front of everything.
1-0 now.
Oh.
Straight line out to Jason Weiss. And that will deal with
There's Jason.
Adanazio. Jeez, I can't say his name. And Adanazio. Jason Weiss with a couple of nice defensive plays today.
There's the Gold Glove that he likes to talk about. I don't know if he's that good, but
well, they don't
Silver Glove,
bronze maybe. And that is definitely foul ball over the dugout as Jason Weiss charges out of the stadium trying to get there, not able to.
And now he's in the woods trying to get back into his
field of play.
Yeah.
He wanted that one.
And I can just tell you how cold it is. I just took a sip of my water, and it is noticeably colder than room temperature. And it's been out of the water fountain for a while now. So, whew. That sun has to stay up as we see those shadows ranging over the middle of the infield.
2 outs now.
Ooh, that pitch just sunk. Really good pitch.
Yep.
Low, but
Rosario.
once again, just fantastic pitch.
Yep. So 1-1 the count to Rosario. 2 outs, nobody on. In the top of the 6th. Pitch looking 1-2, really good on the outside edge. Had me fooled on that one. I was not swinging at that.
Yeah, I thought that was outside.
And Rosario with a nicely hit ball. Stowe seems to be right under it. And right into the glove.
Another 1-2-3 innings.
1-2-3 inning once again.
So Sienna's
good
really
pitching.
settled in as the trees are swaying in the background. That's just how windy it is. So we get to the bottom of the 6th. Millbrook looking for a couple runs here to get a lead going.
Yep.
So Frederick Gunn not making a pitching change. It'll be 8-9-1.
Yep. So it'll be Weiss to Palumbo to Diaz.
And Weiss has played well. Hit by pitch, has an RBI single.
Yeah, scored a run. Scored 2 runs, actually.
I mean, the law of averages tells you he's not going to be hitting under 100 for the entire year. So,
okay.
I mean,
okay. You and your math. No, but definitely improving the average. So, had a decent game, good defensively, pretty good offensively. Penarooski will continue to toss into the 6th here. I think, once again, they're also, just like Sano for us, they're trying to get as much out of Penarooski as they can.
And, I mean, looking ahead, I mean, Millbrook has a game tomorrow against Cheshire, a really important game, should be competitive. And that's going to be Josh Palumbo, Millbrook's number 2 guy, pitching after, obviously, Jason Weiss. I mean, not Jason Weiss, excuse me, Eli Stowe.
And
it is
last couple more pitches here for Penarooski. It is brisk. Anyway, yeah, Jason Weiss, both improving the on-base percentage and the batting average. Maybe he could get hot. Maybe the bat could get hot, and this could be the year he hits well for Millbrook. You never know.
I mean, he's not batting under 100 for the entire season.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think he's going to get it up there.
He's got to be above 100 now, probably.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, he's 1 for 1 today. RBI single on hit by pitch earlier, his first at-bat.
And the dish from Penarooski and another foul ball first swing. He swings at everything.
He does. Pitch. He loves it. He's like Jose Altuve. He gets up there, he's like, I'm swinging at this.
Yep, absolutely. Jose Altuve, obviously notorious for first pitch swing. And that one over his head once again.
So 1-1 count. But once again, the Millbrook bench just loud, rowdy, into it.
Given the energy. That one tailing away from Penarooski. Not able to find the strike zone. 2-1.
Crowd on the plate once again. Oh.
And that one in the dirt. That'll be 3rd ball, so 3-1. Penarooski, could be getting tired here. 5 total toss innings into the 6th.
It's the lefty-on-lefty matchup here that Jason Weiss has really done well against the southpaw.
That one into the zone, and that'll be a base hit for Jason Weiss. Into right field.
Look at Jason Weiss go. That's another single. Two singles.
2 for 2 on a base on balls walk. Or excuse me, hit by a pitch walk. I meant to say that. So how about it?
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's gonna get up there. Probably batting close to 150 now on the year.
And it looks like Revel Fon will come in to pinch run for Jason Weiss. Revel, one of those first guys off the bench type players. Swiss Army knife, can play a little bit of left field. Definitely fast guy.
He's a wicked fast. I'm sure Millbrook will try and get him going.
My guess, strategically wise, is Palumbo might try and lay down a bunt here and advance Revel.
Yeah, that would be. Oh.
As Millbrook bench was yelling shorter on the lead for Revel as the pickoff throw came, but no pickoff. So Penarooski now with the delivery, and Palumbo will lay down the bunt pretty well, but he will probably be out. Yep, he will be out, but Revel Fon getting out to second base. So I was right.
Yeah.
And that will bring up the top of the order with Chris Diaz. 1 out, man on second.
He's got a single as well as 2 walks in today's game so far.
Although knowing Chris, he's always hungry for more.
Oh, he is.
He's probably, knowing Chris, he's probably unhappy that he hit a single, and he's like mad that it wasn't a double or a triple.
Chris is doing a good job at the plate.
Oh, and that is behind him
so far today.
And in the MLB, that would be probably a thrown-out pitcher, but obviously not intentional from Penarooski.
And remember the crazy stat, Diaz batting 1,000 with runners in scoring position this year, so.
And that one on the other side of the plate, just catching the corner edge for strike 1.
I thought that was a little outside, but hey,
once again,
from one extreme to the other, that's why I'm not an umpire.
Yeah.
Ooh, big cut. Big fly ball. Backwards.
That is also an MLB fly ball.
And that wasn't even clean contact either. I mean, that was like...
No, that was a chop. So 1-2. And Chris Diaz will be hit by a pitch and will reach on first. So men on first and second, and that will bring up the number 2 man, Ash Colangelo, to bat.
Single,
with 1 out.
Walk, and a fly out. She's been all across the score sheet today.
Trying to make something happen in the bottom of the 6th inning here for Millbrook to try and grab the lead. It's still 6-6.
2 on, 1 out.
And we're seeing Penarewski, I think he must be getting tired, hit Chris Diaz with the pitch. Only pitched one strike in the sequence to Jason, Palumbo, and then Chris. And that will be low, below the knees of Colangelo for ball 1.
Colangelo batting at .333 with runners in scoring position so far this year, so hopefully he can drive in Revel at second.
And that will be on the inside.
Good eye.
So, yeah, like I was saying before, I think Penarewski's probably getting tired. That arm's wearing out a little bit. Nobody in the bullpen for Frederick Gunn, so they can continue to roll with Penarewski for now. The delivery on the inside, and runners will advance as that's a wild pitch. And Revel Flan sliding into third base, so runners now at second and third, 1 out for Colangelo.
You got to be thinking, trying to get something the other way here into right field. So where it's got to be.
I mean, any base hit would be great. That would hopefully drive in 2, at least 1.
Just want him to sit on something.
And that is a chopped foul, right, to Coach Harlan, who will field that one himself.
Barehanded, too.
Yeah. Something else to note about Coach Harlan, he didn't just play baseball at Amherst.
He also played basketball.
He also walked onto the basketball team.
And was a fantastic defender for that basketball team.
Swing and a miss. Strike 2 for Colangelo. Or excuse me, strike 3.
So Nico Minardi up now. Sac fly, a fly out, and a single to date.
2 outs now.
And Minardi batting .300 with runners in scoring position.
And the delivery from Penarewski outside for ball 1. Something else, the Frederick Gunn bench is very short.
Yeah,
they
it's
don't
really
have a
short.
lot of options. That
That's
one low, below the knees, almost to the dirt.
It's a good eye by Minardi, who normally likes to take a big swings at things, but is just going to let this play to him. If he can get on base here, even if it's a walk, get Pat Costin up at the plate, you got to be thinking about trying to extend that.
And that is a fastball down the pipe, gets past the third baseman, Adenazino, and that will drive in 1 and 2 for Chris Diaz coming in the second. And Minardi will reach second, sliding in for his double.
I don't know if that's an error, though, or not. I feel like that's an error. Kind of went through his legs.
Don't believe that'll be an error.
It was hard hit ball, though.
At third, that could be an error on the throw back to home, because it was bobbled by the catcher Bertoli. But
so we'll give
nonetheless,
we'll give him the double.
8-6, Millbrook.
2 RBI double.
Yeah, 2 RBI double. Big spot with 2 outs, and that will bring up Pat Costin. Maybe can extend the lead here with Minardi on second in scoring position. And unassuming Pat Costin, the left-hander, looking to make something happen. And that will be hit right to Adenazio. Bobbled there, long throw, makes a nice play to Luke Martin.
I feel like
to
he should have
retire
just
the
tagged
side.
Minardi there, but nonetheless gets the out as
that will take us to the top of the 7th. Millbrook with the 8-6 lead here.
They get the insurance runs that they needed.
Yep. And grab the lead. And Ciano will walk up onto the mound for the 7th inning here, looking to close out.
It's got a two-run cushion.
Yeah, 2-run cushion as looking to close out here. So another good Millbrook offensive inning. Like, I just feel like they're getting the bat on the baseball and putting it in play.
Yeah, big. I'm still feeling like that was an error, though.
That's possible. You might be right.
I think it was an error by the third baseman there. I think that would be the official scoring of that. But nonetheless, big hit, hard hit ball, and that's really what happens if you, especially in high school baseball. As long as you're hitting the ball hard and putting it in play, you're getting on base. You're doing a good job there.
Yeah.
And that's why on-base percentage is arguably more important of a stat in high school baseball than, a batting average stat.
Yeah.
Just because, on-base percentage takes so much into account. It takes quality at bats into account, creates walks into account. Top of the 7th. Umpire didn't even know the inning, so this is your top of the 7th, stretch?
Maybe you should be an umpire.
Yeah, maybe I should. I can keep track of the innings. I did ump a little bit last summer at my summer camp that I'm a counselor at, and some of the kids weren't exactly happy with my calls.
I bet you I would have been disagreeing with your calls as well. Knowing you would have been a terrible ump. I'm not going to lie. There's no way you can call pitches out of that.
That's probably true. That is actually probably fair. Well, also, I mean, with 12-year-old kids, it's a little harder because their strike zone is like smaller yet larger at the same time.
Well, yeah. The strike zone is from the shoulder down to the knee.
But it's like it's tiny because they're tiny.
Yeah.
So, you know, let's just say I don't have a future career of being an umpire.
No. And so Mike Ciano on the mound. William Bartoli, the catcher for this Frederick Gunn team up at the dish, left-hander. And the first pitch from Mike Ciano inside on Bartoli, ball 1.
Trying to close out this game now that we've got the shadows fully.
And that is a hard-hit foul ball just past Jason Weiss.
Fully into the left of the infield now, covering really in between the mound and home plate.
1-1 the count now for Ciano on Bartoli, looking to make something happen here in the top of the 7th. And that's a hard hit ball to Jason Weiss, and he will run back to the bag. He gets there for the out. What a play. Great effort.
Jason Weiss having himself a game, both defensively with a couple of beautiful outs as he makes another one there. But more importantly, I mean, hitting-wise, he's been fantastic too with hit by pitch and an RBI single as well as another single. Really just a fantastic game from Jason.
Bartoli not happy in the dugout after that. And so Luke Martin, the big power hitter in the 4 spot for Frederick Gunn, swing and a miss. Good pitch there from Ciano.
And Martin, I believe, he's really struggled with Ciano today.
Yeah, struck out
getting
earlier
on top
on the big
of everything.
breaking ball. Yeah, not able to do much against Ciano. Ciano, another outside pitch there. So 1-1 the count. 1 out, nobody on. And Ciano with the delivery down the middle of the plate. Chopper right to Hugeson. And the throw across off the hop just past Jason Weiss. And that will move Luke Martin to second.
Couldn't quite pick that one out of the dirt. Looked like Hugeson took a little too much time to get it over there and wasn't able to quite strike it cleanly to Weiss.
So Penarewski now up the plate. The pitcher, Anthony Penarewski, number 11. From Torrington, Connecticut, the senior.
Now it's become colder now with the sun getting below the tree line. So hopefully Milbert can get out of this inning so we can get into some warmth. Good strike,
right down the middle for strike 1.
I don't think you should be an umpire either because that was a little low and out. That was low and in the corner.
hey, I'm just going off what the umpire called, and that was a foul ball hit right at the wrists by Penarewski.
That must have hurt too.
Yeah.
Cold weather.
Bat is ringing after that one. The metal bat.
The metal bat too, yeah, that's just I feel like a wood bat in the cold would probably be pretty bad. I mean, probably worse.
Probably bad, but it depends if it's corked or not, I guess. Maybe the cork will soften it up a little bit.
Maybe you should ask some of the 90s home run guys on that one.
2-1 the count, or excuse me, 2-2 now the count against Penarewski. 1 out.
Oh.
Just outside. I thought that was a good pitch, though.
Yeah, he's really pitched well. He's impressed me. When I take this Milbert team, obviously Josh Palumbo, he'll get the start tomorrow. Eli Stowe, just electric.
Swing and a miss. Strike him out. Penarewski and Ciano with a big swinging K.
But as I was saying,
2 outs.
Ciano now up to 6 strikeouts on the day.
Yep.
He's not the guy that I'm thinking about when I'm thinking about this team's pitchers.
No,
but he has played really, really excellently.
No, he's in there probably behind, and that would be a chopper foul by Trey LeMay. No, but he's in there obviously behind Stowe, Palumbo. Probably in there, definitely in there behind Greg Levin.
Yeah, who's going to Colby.
Yep. Second baseman at heart. Another infield guy, but he can really dish it.
Yeah, he can pitch.
Chris Diaz, probably another pitcher that you would see in the order before Ciano. And then Ciano.
But Ciano's really impressed. He really
has.
Yeah,
he's been excellent. Absolutely excellent.
8-6 lead here on the top
with
of the
delivery right down the pipe on the outside. Excuse me, right down the pipe. Strike one. Strike
Right down
two.
the pipe. You see, this is why you're not going to be an umpire. Right down the pipe on the outside. Just oxymorons everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. And that'll be another good pitch, but it was high.
1-2 count. Frederick Gunn down to their last strike of the game.
Trey LeMay looking to make something happen in the top of the 7th. And Mike Sienna with the delivery. And he'll punch him out with a backwards K. And Trey LeMay will be a pair of shoes to end the game walk-off.
7 Ks for
Sienna
as Millbrook gets the win 8-6 as they come from behind to tie it up at 6-6 after being down 6-3
by Mike Sienna.
and then ended up getting 5 unanswered to win 8-6.
And what an outing by Mike Sienna. And that will do it for us as Millbrook Mustangs will beat out Frederick Gunn here on a blustery cold Friday afternoon, 8-6.